Hello, welcome back to Get Into Game Dev. Look, we're almost done with our little Pong project. It's been a fun afternoon, hasn't it? What we're going to do is we're going to give each player a number of lives and count down, when a player misses a ball, and get into a situation where we can sort of display the winner and reset the game. Reset the game. All right, so I'll just get all of this stuff out of the way. That's what we were working on before. Right, so here I got my game state. And in addition to my game state, I'm going to have lives. So lives will be the number of lives for each player. Lives 0 will be the number of lives player 1 has, and so on and so on. And going to make some new colors. I'm going to make red and black to represent the two players. So I'm going to have use my map RGB function to map sort of a dark red color. And then the same thing to map a dark blue color. What I'll do is down in my drawing section, just before I draw anything, I know this is a little bit dodgy, but I'm going to draw the lives directly in the game world. Why not? So I'll just go in range live 0. I will go ahead and draw a rectangle to the screen. The rectangle, I'm going to start at, let's go, change my mind. Start at x equals 50. And for every life, I'll step along by 15 pixels. And then my width is going to be 10 and my height is going to be 20. Oops, I forgot my y coordinate. My y coordinate, I guess, will be 30. Then for my color, I'll put red. So what I'll do is I'll just verify that this is looking sort of okay. Hit space to play. Yeah, I put that in the wrong spot. So I did that, then I updated, yada, yada, yada. Then I cleared the screen and that sort of got rid of everything. Okay, so I want to do that after clearing the screen off. Give that a go, and I can see player 1's lives there in red. That's very cool. Now I'll do the same thing again for player 2. So I'm going to start off on the right, so 750, and then I'm going to step to the left. So there I've got both players' lives. Now what I want to do is I want to do some sort of check on the ball. So the paddles are coming in at around x equals 100 and x equals 700. So if the ball gets past there, if the ball gets to let's go 50. So the ball gets less than 50, we want player 1's lives to go down by 1. If the ball x coordinate goes above 750, we want player 2's lives to go down by 1. Okay, that's easy enough to do. So what I'll do is I'll just do that check just after I move everything. Yeah, so move everything and then do the check. Lives check. We'll go if ball coordinate is less than 50, player 1's lives, let's go equals right? Because I don't want a negative number of lives. That wouldn't make sense. And then the same thing here. Okay, so let's give that a go. Yep. Oh. Very interesting, right? So what's happened here is that there's nothing to reset the ball, right? So the ball goes too far to the left, player 1 loses a life, but then in the next frame, the ball keeps moving. So player 1 loses another life, and so on. So I'm going to make a function to reset the ball. So I'll go ahead and I'll grab all of this stuff. Yeah, I'll grab all of it. And I'll make a new function. I'll call it place ball. So just like in a soccer game, when a goal is scored, the ball is replaced. Place ball. Okay, so I'm going to set the x coordinate to 400. Set the y coordinate to 300, so it's now placed in the center of the screen, and then I'm going to reset its direction. Now remember, we got into some weird edge cases where, yeah, some really weird edge cases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go yeah, while true, set the x component of the speed. Same thing there, and then my test is going to be if the x component of the speed is not 0, then we've got a valid ball direction. So this will just set it up so that if we've got a pathological case where it's going up and down, it will choose another direction. And this, while true, shouldn't really loop too many times. Just check through my code. Okay, that looks fine. So I'm actually going to use this function up here. So I'll say set the ball speed to 0, okay, and then I'll place the ball. And then I'll get that. And I'm going to be a little careful down here in this life check. So our lives go down by 1. Then I'll check if the lives have gone down to 0. Then I'll do something, which I won't worry about just yet. But in the case that the player still has some lives, then reset the ball. And the same thing here. Okay, so I can run this and check that the ball is replacing. So go there, then we, oh, maybe something funky is happening. Let me just double check that. Okay. Oh yeah, oh my goodness. Someone's probably screaming at the computer right now, at the video. It's Max, not Min. Okay, so if we let that through, yep, the ball resets. And I'm really bad at Pong, but that's okay. So, that's the case, right? Player lost a life. I would want to sort of pause the game there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hack it a little bit. I'm going to make a font. I'll just go make a Pygame font. And then in the case where we have lost, I'm going to go ahead and make a text, build text, player 2-1, and then because player 2-1, I'm going to make that a blue text. Then what I'll do is I'll split that to the screen. Just at something like that. We'll just see how this goes. And then the same situation, right? So if player 1 wins, we have this. I'm just going to actually just put it directly in the center of the screen. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to basically pause. I want to pause the game. And I'm going to make a function for that. So I'm going to be really, really lazy, grab this game mode, even though I'm going to delete like most of it. And I'll just make a new function called wait for key press. And this is pretty much just going to pause up, like seize everything up. So I don't need to redraw anything. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. It's just an infinite loop, and it's polling for events, and it's just waiting for any sort of key press. So I've got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for a key press and then return game mode play. And as you'll see, that will reset the game. Okay, let's give it a go. So I'll just let this play out, see who wins. Very interesting. So the game is paused. If I hit anything, it'll reset. But as you can see, the that text didn't show up. And I believe what I need to do is just update that display again. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, very cool. So as you can see, maybe adjust the position of the text to make it a little more centered, just do whatever you want to do. But we've got a game that works. So we can press something and then the game resets and we can detect a winner. And yeah, I mean, we've got a fully functional Pong game. Now, there are other things you can do to this. You can add sounds, would probably be a good thing to look into, but that's it for now. So This is just a good afternoon project. It's pretty cool. You can show your friends, play with your friends, have some fun. And that's what it's all about, game development, having fun. All right, so that'll be it for now. All the best, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.